Swansea City lost 3-1 to Manchester City in the Carabao Cup on Wednesday night. It was a valiant effort. Franco put Swansea ahead with a brilliant strike before eventually Man City's pressure wore them down. And we saw Adam Idah start up front again for Swansea, lasting just under an hour before Žan Vipotnik came off the bench. And it's fair to say that the signing of Idah hasn't necessarily worked as of yet. A player who had a decent goal-scoring record at Celtic has come to Swansea and he's really struggled to oust Vipotnik from the side. This is a Vipotnik who didn't have a great first season in the Championship, who reportedly was being offered around and was available for sale over the course of the summer, but has started the season incredibly well with 6 goals. And there's no denying that despite the hefty transfer fee that Idah captured and was paid for his services, Vipotnik is still the number one striker. So what exactly is going wrong with Idah's time at the club so far? And is there any reason for positivity? Now, what I would say is I'm incredibly positive about Vipotnik and the start that he's made this season, because there are a few reasons for this. He has the best XG per 90 of any player in the Championship alongside Haji Wright with 0.78 XG per game. That's a huge number. That is a number. If he continues to play lots of minutes and can keep that up, then he's going to score a lot of goals this season, and he's already scored 6. The second part is how good his ball striking is. Yes, he's a player who might get into good positions, as is seen by his XG numbers. He's missed a couple of big chances this season, hit the woodwork a couple of times. But the 2 goals against Norwich were the latest examples of a guy who has an unbelievable right foot. Both of those finishes, both of those strikes, so powerful, unsavable, and kind of created from absolutely nothing. And that gets me on to the second part of this and why I think Idah could be a really bad fit for this particular Swansea team. And that is there is a massive issue in terms of chance creation at the moment at Swansea City. It's a really bizarre situation where Swansea have the striker with the joint best XG per 90 in the league, but also have the lowest XG created in the whole of the Championship. So in terms of shot quality, there is nobody who is creating worse shots in volume than Swansea City this season. And so Vipotnik is effectively leading the line on his own with very little support around him in terms of chance creation, but also players who are stepping forward to try and score the goals. Swansea also ranked 24th out of 24 for touches in the opposition box. So not only they're not creating any good chances or many good chances, but they're also not really progressing into the dangerous areas at all during games. Now, Adam Idah is a player who's come into Swansea from Celtic. Celtic as a club, although this season hasn't necessarily gone to plan, but they've still sit second in the Scottish Premiership, generally have as big a margin of dominance against the rest of their teams over the course of the season as any teams really do in Europe. They are dominant in that league. Normally the Old Firm are the games that are really competitive, but for the most part Celtic are a team that score loads of goals and create loads of chances. And Adam Idah wouldn't be the first player who's left the club with a good goal scoring record and has struggled. Look at how Kyogo has got on at Rennes and at Birmingham since moving on from Celtic. And Kyogo had a much better goal scoring record and a much more popular player than Idah was. So Idah's gone from playing for a side who consistently create chances, are consistently on the front foot, and he's proven himself over a couple of seasons there to be a good finisher. Not an amazing finisher, he tracks with his XG, but in terms of the positions he gets into, he's a player that can dominate around the 6-yard box, sniff out chances and finish them off pretty well. He's gone to a Swansea side that aren't creating those chances at all. So to have this profile of player playing up front for them, for a team that are really struggling to create, is never really going to work. It's never really going to fit. So for Idah to be a success at Swansea, they have to find a way to basically be more creative, and that's where the pressure that is coming on the manager Sheehan is probably going to be quite telling. Can he find a way to get Swansea to create more chances, or are they going to continue to be really reliant on the good finishing ability and ball striking ability of Vipotnik? If it's the latter, then I think Idah's going to continually struggle, and I think it's going to age pretty badly. If either Sheehan can find a way, or if the club decides to make a change in terms of manager and they change the playing style to be a more constant threat, that's when I think we'll see Idah come to the fore, and it should work. Having 2 profile strikers as different as Vipotnik and Idah should mean that Swansea are able to call on different profiles for different games, change games in the way that they want to. But there's no denying that right now the summer signing is looking like he's not really challenging much in terms of the scoring threat. So something to think about there for Swansea City fans. I think Vipotnik will continue to impress. Surely he will start this coming weekend. Big games for Swansea coming up. And remember, here at DragonSports is the best place to find all your news around Welsh sport.